What is up, my blushing glams? I got fit for me. It's your girl Blush, and we are back with a get ready with me. Haven't done this in a while, but I love makeup. You guys know this is how it all started for me. Aside from the new stuff, but makeup and beauty is definitely how it all started for me. So I try to tap into it when I can. So I'm gonna go ahead and sit down and do a get ready with me while we chat about a topic that I thought was very interesting. So if you want to see the end result of the makeup and get a good chat while you at it, stick around.
The creams, I don't see no competition. Stevie Wonder trying to do the dash. Sweater, I'm the coldest, run them over like an avalanche. I might break a nail for real the way I'm thumbing through this cash. Get some tummy teeth on my toe bag because it's hella fat. Beauty and beast, where is my feast? We can't fight, you're thirsty, I'm ready to eat. Seldom I'm seen, I'm chasing my dream.
Hey y'all, all right, so we are gonna get right straight into it. I haven't done a get ready with me. I don't think I've ever done it, but if I have done it, I haven't done it in a while. But I'm not going to be doing anything special today. I'm actually just going to be trying to do like some content, Instagram reel or TikTok, and I want to get a little glammed up. So while I'm getting ready, I'm going to go ahead and chat with you guys. So if you are not part of the Blushing Glam family, not sure what you're waiting for, but I'll still give you the instructions. There's a subscribe button down there. Make sure you click it. Make sure it turns red. Make sure you click the notification button so you never miss a video. And for those that are returning, thank you for coming back and hope you enjoy. All right, so I just to kind of keep things a little streamlined. Y'all know how talking and doing makeup can be a little for me, so I'm gonna try to keep things a little streamlined. I'm not going to kind of like show you everything. I'm not gonna like mention everything, but I'll try to show you as much so you can see what products I am using for the most part, and I'll try to remember to put it in the description box. But I did get some new items. I have been trying to get a new system of makeup for the summer because it's hot, and in Florida, me being outside performing and things like that, it gets crazy and sweating is definitely an issue. So I've been trying to find some like mattifying products to use and things like that. So I'll show you what I've picked up so far that's new. I've picked up the actual version of this, which is milk, but for the video I'm gonna use this. It's supposed to be it's called Power Grip. It's supposed to be like a grip primer. It's supposed to, you know, adhere to your makeup, so that should help with, you know, perspiration and things like that. I did also pick up this MAC Prep and Prime, so you can use this in the beginning and you can also use this at the end. It's supposed to also be matte as well. What I also did add to the roster is this Stay Naked. The fix is supposed to be a 16-hour wear for setting powder. So I'll be using that. And I think that's it. Everything else you might have already seen me use before. I think from the last time I did do a makeup video, I don't think I've used this. So this is from Juvia's Place. It's called the Bronzee in Dark. And the only one I pretty much use on here would be the dark one for when I'm actually doing any contouring. Everything else is things that you've already seen me use before. Oh, and then I'm trying these lashes, you guys. They are very dramatic, but you know, it's for content purposes. I wouldn't wear this every day, but it's very dramatic, but I do like it because sometimes I can be like that. It has, if you can see, I don't know if you can see, it actually has these butterflies on them. I got it from another young lady. Who's, I guess she's a content creator as well, but she's also an artist. Her name is Zoey Brinxx. She's from the North Miami area. We met at at one of the shows that I did during Haitian Heritage Month, and she's pretty cool. So we, you know, keep in contact through social media for the most part. But yeah, so let's not ramble. This video is, like I said, is gonna be a get ready with me. I'm gonna start off with the primer. I've already pretty much did my eyebrows off camera because, again, eyebrows for me is very intricate, and I will be on this camera all day trying to get it together. So right now I am using the primer. All right, so the topic, as you probably already see, maybe by the title, and it is Black girls are not raised to be wives. I thought this was a very interesting topic because I actually came across this topic on social media. I would say, and I'm gonna go ahead and start with a concealer on my eyes, on my eyelid. Sorry, you guys. So my phone started ringing. All right, so I basically I based my eyebrows. I have already based my eyebrows. So anyways, the subject is, and I'm using my handy dandy NYX Ultimate palette, which is the warm neutrals. I pretty much use this to start off my transition. So I came across this this thread, and for the life of me, before I did this video, I tried to find it on the internet. I even went on YouTube thinking I could find the podcast or whatever, and I couldn't. But I ended up finding another one because this subject seems to be something that comes up quite often, it looks like, on social media. So anyways, so the topic of the conversation was that Black women are not raised to be wives. So I went, you know, I usually, when I see like a controversial topic, I usually always read the comments because for one, the comments be funny as hell. Like some of the things you guys be putting, not you guys specifically, but people on the internet be putting on these daggone comments, like you guys be like wilding, like really saying some off the walls things. Anyways, but I noticed that a lot of people, a vast majority of people agreed that Black women aren't raised to be wives. And I just found that really mind-boggling. I'm like, wow, that people actually really truly feel that way. Okay, so after going through that thread off of Instagram, and I came across this video off of YouTube. I'll probably try to plug the either the YouTube channel that I saw the little clip from, either in the description box, or I'll probably try to plug the video somewhere here so you can see it. But basically, after watching the video and seeing people's reactions and things like that, I was like, okay, well, I know the internet can be a crazy place. Let me speak to somebody in real life to see, you know, if that's truly what people think, like if that's really a thing. So I'm gonna be going back to the Juvia's place, but I'm gonna be using the Nubian 2 palette. Not really sure which one I want to use. I think I'm actually gonna start with Zulu first. I'm on this palette, which is the Masquerade palette. And so I decided to talk to my husband. I was like, hey, if you know my husband, you know he's not really a much of a talkative person. Usually we have conversations like if we're at dinner on a date or something like that, or I mean, like, he has his moments. So anyways, I be bothering him when it's time for him to go to sleep, and I'm a night owl. I just be up. So I was bothering him, and I was like, hey, talk to me. And I, you know, came up with this topic. And I was like, I came across this thread on the internet, and I wanted to know what your thoughts were, or do you agree? So So I told him what the subject was, and he didn't 100% disagree. And I was like, wow, that's crazy that that's something that most men, obviously black men, feel that way. I can't imagine that other nationalities or races or walks of life disagree with it. So, you know, before and this is, you know, now this is the part of the video where I pretty much give my point of view of what I think about those thoughts and ideologies. It's not hard to tell that I'm a black girl, obviously, right? In addition to me being a black girl in America, so that makes me Black American, African American. We're not gonna get all politically correct, because I know some people say don't use the term African American or don't use the term Black American, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. In addition to that, I'm actually like this direct descendant of Haitians. So my family is directly from Haiti. My parents were immigrants from Haiti. So there's no escaping me being a black girl or a black woman. But here's the thing. When people say things like, okay, black girls are not raised to be wise, I did kind of take some sort of offense to it. Not like to the offense where I'm like, you know, going crazy and like, you know, going to bat and things like that. But I took into offense because I really don't like when sometimes people generalize and kind of put everybody into a group. I know we all are, what's the word I'm looking for? We've all done it. We all are guilty of doing it. But I just don't like the generalization. I think that it is definitely culture. When it comes to that, I think it's definitely culture based. Like I said, my family is from Haiti, and most of the women today that I know, that I deal with, are Haitians or have some sort of Caribbean background. I'm from Miami, like we're a melting pot. So to be honest, in Caribbean households or island households, like everything you do from the time that you are a kid, the speech is, you need to know how to do this, or you need to do this because when you have your own home, when you have your husband, when you have your own kids, you know, okay, so anyways, so growing up, I've heard it. I know for sure the women that I deal with, like friends and things like that, when they were growing up, they heard it. So it's something that's kind of embedded into us. Now, we've gotten the cultural part out of the way. So again, in the culture, from when you're a kid, you are, it's embedded into you. It's kind of like be into you that everything you do, like when it comes to household and things like that, you're thinking about when you have your own home, when you have your own family, when you have your own husband. And it doesn't even matter if you were raised by a two-parent household. I'm using Maybelline Fit Me for the foundation for today. I think I did pick up some new foundations since we've last did this. Also, I've been using the Juvias palettes, but I just want to kind of use up my Maybelline Fit Me as well. So I'm pretty much trying to get that done with. All right, so as I was explaining before, and to be honest, it doesn't matter if you are being raised by a two-parent household or a single-parent household. or a single parent mother or whatever the case is. My mother was a single mom who raised pretty much 6 kids on her own. Of course, there was a village. We had aunts and uncles that, you know, chimed in when they can or how they could. But for the most part, you know, she raised 6 kids on her own. 3 of them were in Haiti, and then the other 3 of us were here until her other 3 kids were able to come down, and we pretty much lived as one family, as one unit here in the States. So again, even with my mom being a single parent mom, a single parent woman, that was still always the model. Anything that you do or anything that you didn't do, if you didn't cook, if you didn't help clean, if you didn't help do something in the house, you know, you were getting chewed out, because the whole purpose is, you know, they're raising you up to be able to sustain your own life when you do have your own family, you know. Now granted, along the way, you know, I kind of did my own thing. You know, you rebel as teenagers and things like that. So when it came to like cooking, there's a lot of the things that I didn't pick up as early as I should have. But don't get it twisted, my mom did all the time. That was what she said. That's what she, you know, pushed into me. You need to, Saturdays, you need to come do this. You need to be washing your clothes. You need to be doing this. You know, giving you other ways of doing. You don't always have to use the washing machine. You can use your hands. You know, different things that, you know, she was able to do. Different ways of doing things from how she grew up, and basically rearing you up so that when you have your own home, you know how to take care of your own home, and you ain't coming back to her. Okay, because now you got your own home. You are a woman. You are a mother. You are a wife now. Hopefully. The whole purpose in their eyes is to send you off to someone. Not send you off in that sense, but, you know, marry you off in a sense. So again, this is what I know. People around me, this is what they know. And even like just majority of the time, this is what I see from my own family members, from my friends, people around me, things like that. So when I'm hearing that Black women are not raised, and right now for the concealer that I'm going to be using to pretty much help with the highlight is going to be the Fit Me concealer. You guys already know which one it is, or should know which one it is. It's basically this one. Yeah, it's basically this one. All right, so yeah, so I'm like confused at why would that be something that people say, because that's not something that I grew up with. And I'm not just speaking for myself. I mean, I've seen tons of, or, you know, I've seen a handful of women that in my area that I grew up with, that's not how they were raised. So why would people say things like that? And, you know, granted, again, it's going back to, you can't generalize. You can't put everybody in the same. So then I proceeded to act, I'm sorry, because I totally forgot something and I had to go get it while off camera. Meanwhile, I did line my eyes with this LA Color eyeliner and eyeshadow pencil. And then I also did finish up the, you know, blending the concealer. So I proceeded to ask my husband, because I'm like looking at him sideways, like, okay, you got a Black wife, your daughter is Black, so, you know, eventually, God willing, if, you know, it's her choice, but as far as raising her, I would like for her to be, you know, a wife. You know, a Black, I would like for her to be a wife. She doesn't have to be, but I would like that as her mother, you know, but there's things that I would want her to be able to have for herself before she becomes a wife. So we're gonna get to that. Anyways, nonetheless, so I'm like, okay, well, why do you, because he's like, he didn't say he agreed with it, but he didn't totally disagree with it. So I'm like, well, why do you totally not disagree with it? And I was waiting for this to be the answer, because that's some of the comments that I did see on the, you know, on the thing. And I'm gonna go ahead and start with setting my under eye with my Laura Mercier Handy Dandy. Love this to the moon and back. I can't find any other setting powder that can do what this does for me, especially the color. I really can't find anybody else that has this color when it comes to the setting powder, because everybody else is like yellow, and I'm not too crazy about that yellow because it kind of leaves that casting under your eye. Well, at least for me it does. So, and while that's setting, I'm gonna go ahead and start on the lashes. Oh, wish me luck, you guys, because again, this is dramatic. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna start putting the lash glue so that it can get, you know, sticky, yicky. So he's like, well, nowadays, you know, these young ladies, all they want to do is sit and twerk on the, you know, the camera all day and blah blah blah. And again, I knew that's what he was gonna probably say, because again, that was kind of some of the comments I saw people making. And of course, you know, I had to have my rebuttal, because like, you guys, I'm really kind of like at a point where I'm tired of Black women always getting the beating for what everybody is doing. Now, it's not only Black women that's on social media twerking. Like, you know, first of all, in certain cultures, especially in Africa, I don't think they twerk, so to speak. But, you know, like, you know, when it comes to gyrating and things like that, like, that's culture based, you know. I don't think a lot of them are doing it to be like very sexual, but it's just part of, you know, the culture and the dancing. Of course, some people may use that and, you know, do their own thing, but for the most part, just like looking at a bigger picture in certain cultures, if you take it way back, you know, certain gyrating and things like that, it's part of a culture. But we're, you know, even outside of that, when you go onto TikTok, when you go onto Instagram Reels, when you go onto Facebook stories or whatever the case is, Black women is not the only people that are on these social platforms that are twerking. As a matter of fact, if I might say, we have a large amount of Black men that are out here twerking on the net. You know, that's another subject, but you know, we're not the only one that's out here twerking. What about when white women in other cultures, Hispanics, shoot, I see Indian women nowadays, you know, that are twerking on the internet, you know. So we're not the only one that's twerking on the internet, but yet we're the one that's always getting the backlash when we do it. And I'm trying to figure out why we are always getting the backlash. You know, when it comes to like this whole feminist culture and, you know, independent woman and we don't need a man. First of all, not all Black women think that way, because I need my man. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, I'm proficient. Yes, I'm, you know, I can be independent in certain ways. But for the most part, I can't do everything. And, you know, I am raising a child. It takes two, you know what I'm saying? So I'm never gonna say I don't need my husband. I'm never gonna say I don't need a man. But there are certain things that, yes, I can do on my own. I don't need to sit here and wait for my husband if something needs to get taken care of and he either can't get to it or he is unable to do it at the time. I don't need to sit here and wait for him in order to get things done if there's something that I can do. Yes, I can be self-sufficient, you know, but I'm not gonna say I don't need a man. So not all Black women are saying that, but yet we're put into a bubble that says that, oh, we're, you know, we're on this whole feminine, we don't need a man, I can do that all by myself attitude, and that's not always the case. But at the same time, let's talk about the women that are saying that. Have you taken into consideration what their situation is? Why are they saying that? And those women that are quote unquote not being raised to be wives, you know, are you looking at their household? You know, maybe they were raised, and I go back to my situation, like I said, even though I was raised by a single parent mom, but her situation, you know, just she's very traditional, she's very cultural, she's very into her culture. But that might not be the case for all Black women. So you may have a situation where, you know, there's a mother who basically felt like, yeah, she had to end up doing it all on her own, and she doesn't want her daughter to have to, you know, subject herself to certain things. So yes, I mean, I need you to be independent, I need you to be self-sufficient, you know, in that manner. So in a sense, it may look like, yes, they're not being raised to be wives, but again, even with that percentage of women, you cannot group that and say you cannot say black girls are not being raised to be wise, because that's definitely not the case. There is, and I'm gonna go off camera to go ahead and put the lashes on, because again, other than my eyebrows, lashes is probably the other thing that is, oh gosh. So give me a moment. All right, you guys, I'm back. Y'all don't laugh at me. Like, I have put on dramatic lashes before, but this is very dramatic. But I'm keeping it on because, like I said, it's for content purposes. So we'll see how it ends up in the end. But anyways, let's take the attention off of the lashes and get back on track. I already had dinner. My husband came in and brought dinner, so I had to eat because I was hungry too. But anyways, so back to the question at hand. So we have to take into consideration how some of these black women are being let me not say are being raised, but let's take into consideration some of these black women circumstances. I say some of these women circumstances, but just circumstances of the black woman experience, period. So just to kind of dwindle down everything, because I'm pretty much done with the makeup look. I just kind of got to do hair. I'm gonna try to see if I can add just a little bit of contour. I be kind of like be nervous about contouring because I already have like a thin frame face, so contouring kind of makes me look a little draggish. But anyways, so yeah, so the question at this point for me, because you know, I try to want to be I try to kind of make things more solution driven rather than just like problem driven. So there's a problem, there's an epidemic, there's an issue at hand. I don't know if it's really, you know, most people find it, I mean, if black women find it to be an issue, or if it's just part of life now for, you know, most women, and it is what it is, or, you know, but there's an issue where most black women in the quote-unquote phase of their life where most women would be walking into being married, they're not finding that to be their situation. And quite frankly, when we look at what most people are talking about and look at statistics, apparently black women are not favorable when it comes to being married. So that's, you know, to me is an issue. So my question is black women the issue, or are we taking into consideration just the circumstances that most black women, or a lot of black women, have to face when it comes to dating, when it comes to mating, when it comes to even parenting and things of that sort? Yes, when you talk about a group of people, you have to take into consideration that there are the exception to the rule. There are people that does make it easy for people to kind of like give certain people a negative connotation, give them a negative look. So you do have those women that does make it hard for women who do want to get married, because, you know, some of the things that they put out there, it kind of, you know, sheds a negative light on black women. Although, like I said, we shouldn't try to generalize things, because not everybody is the same. But let's talk about the options that, you know, we have out there. We know, you know, based on topics, based on conversations that we have had, black women, well, that's probably starting to change now, but, you know, over the years, I think black women have probably been the one to least likely to date outside of their culture. So when we continue to stick within dating within blacks, okay, so what are our options? And what are we having to deal with? Are black men giving black women reason to strive to want to be married? I think to me, that's probably the biggest question, because now I feel like a lot of women, more or less, women in general, but you know, when it comes to black women, because I have the black woman experience, you know, and just dating different people and things like that. I'm gonna be honest, it's tough out there. It's really tough out there when it comes to dating. And it's like you're saying that black girls are not being raised to marry, but what are you giving black girls a reason to aspire to marry? You know, you want black women to continue this traditional lifestyle and, you know, aspire to be wives, but I'm not even gonna say black men, but a lot of men aren't really dishing out the traditional lifestyle either. A lot of us literally have to do the same things that men have to do. We have to work 40-hour shifts plus, you know, if we're, you know, at a job or whatever the case is, we have to work 10 times hard to get recognition for what we do. On top of the fact that because we're women, we're expected to child rear and everything else. So it's not like your grandmother days. It's not like your great grandmother days when she probably was a stay-at-home mom and things like that. Things have changed. So, you know, to compare and say that we are not really being raised to be wives, my question is, are you guys giving black women reason to aspire, reasons to want to be married? To me, that's the question. And black women who are raising black girls, when it comes down to marriage, when you talk about being married to your daughter, if that is a conversation, a topic in your home, are you raising them, or are you pushing them, or are you grooming them for a certain type of man to marry? That's another thing, because sometimes women get married and they get married to losers. I mean, I hate to use that word, but you know, some people get married to people that can't do anything for them, and that puts a bad taste in their mouth. Or maybe they can't do anything for them, or they're just mistreating them, they're cheating on them, they're just doing all types of disgusting things to their wife. So again, are we giving our black girls a picture that is inspiring them to even want to be wives? I think that's the better question. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and like close it out there. Leave you with that question. In case you wanted to know what I'm using, I am using the Urban Decay Stay Naked, the Fix, and the number I'm using is 80NN to basically set everything. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use the setting powder and my hair. I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and use this combo, which is, I've had this lipstick for ages. I don't even know where it's from. I believe it's a Maybelline lipstick. It's called Nude Embrace. It's a matte. It's part of their matte collection. And then this one is part of my Glams lip gloss. I think this is the peach. I think this is the Peach Dahlia. So I used the lipstick first. I usually use a liner, but I'm not gonna use a liner tonight. This lipstick, and then I top it off with this gloss. And then I'm gonna use this to go ahead and, this is from MAC, their Fix Matte. So I showed you guys in the beginning. I'm gonna use that to set. And then we're gonna be done with the face and hair. So let me go ahead and do all of that, and I'm gonna come back so I can close out and give you my last thoughts. But all right, you guys, I am back. All right, again, this is the MAC Setting Spray Fix and Matte, and that's what I'm ending the look with. I already told you guys what the lip combo was, and so this is the end result of the look. Hope you guys love it. And these earrings actually are Glams. They will be available on the site by the time this video is up. It should be available on the site. They come in different colors, and they go with this shirt that says I'm black every day, but today I am blackity black. And so basically this is, you know, the look for the most part is supposed to be inspired, like a Juneteenth inspired look, because we're celebrating Juneteenth, and hence why I wanted to talk about the topic of black women. But anyways, yeah, so this is the look. And just to close it out, like I said, I find it hard to believe that, you know, that we around here just raising women to just, you know, to not aspire to be wives. I get it if, you know, some women may actually just kind of like realistically speak with their daughters and just tell them the reality of things. That there are options out there, that if you aren't married by the time you're 30, that doesn't mean that your life is over. I get it, because I think that, you know, I would have that type of conversation with my daughter. I mean, again, I'm gonna use some of the things that my mother taught me when I was growing up, but realistically speaking, with the experiences that I have, I may not have had the same experiences that my mom had. So I want to be able to share my experiences with my daughter, so that she can kind of look at either red flags, or just kind of look at different directions, or look at different options when it comes to dating, when it comes to men, and when it comes to who you want to spend the rest of your life with, whether that be within a matrimony. I don't like the idea of shacking up or just cohabitating, but hey, some people find that financially that works for them, and we live in a financially driven world, you know. But again, everybody is different, and I think that instead of just generalizing that all women or all black girls just aren't raised, that means that that young lady just loses her shot of ever being, you know, of sharing matrimony, of sharing holy matrimony, of sharing, you know, a life with someone that they love, you know, a life with someone. You don't have to be married to share your life with someone, but you know, that just kind of puts a different perspective on things when you are. I'm not saying that, you know, being married, everything is peaches and cream, that life is just so magical. I would like literally be like leading people to the wrong path if I told you that. Is marriage hard work? Yes, it can be. Like anything that's worth fighting for, if it's worth fighting for, it is hard work and requires dedication, requires you to put your all into it, and for that person to put their all into it in order to work, if it's for you, you know. But that's my piece, you guys. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the chat, getting ready with me. Now I'm gonna try to see if I can get this whole TikTok reel thing going, because I'm trying to get a little bit, you know, a little bit more acclimated with that. But I'm gonna catch you guys later. Again, hope you guys love the look. Again, you guys, please do not laugh at me with the lashes, because baby, these are so dramatic, so dramatic. Anyways, later.